yeah, now it's one way up, switch and swerve. Ego gets the urge. No worries if your cody's dying on the curb. I've seen the curve. Mind different on my word. I can see the way these niggas try and front like they put in work. Everybody talking, look on knees though. Now they moving conversation, now it's called a speak up. When it came to DV, we don't talk about him, leave him out. Little boys like that, yo, we got it, yo, just iron him out. Every single twist turn nothing. I can see a couple boys fronting. Why they even acting like I won't push a button, touch a button, and leave a boy's head tops? I see what the world is. I guess you gotta be selfish or end up on the shelf quick. Hold this L quick while you witness all the madness that I'ma bring in. Listen up close. I see the world though. Gotta keep flight, gotta keep close with my bros. Yeah, they know. Man, I feel myself getting better. I'm about yo, my guns and butter and all that chinchilla. Yo, the best thing since Floyd out of this Mayweather. You know exactly that my niggas go together. We stay down, trying to make pound, trying to see exactly how it's like to go for us now.
psychosis to stop my head, it aches. I should meditate and slow this. Cause when I medicate, I notice I've been taking way too many doses.
darkness turns to blue. Yeah, I will be the one you keep when I come back to you. So generate the real in everything you do. Yeah, I will be the one you keep when I come back to you. Turns to blue. Yeah, I will be the one you keep when I come back to you. So generate the real in everything you do. Yeah, I will be the one you keep when I come back to you.
alright. Worry keeps you up all night. Could just be a problem with the things you keep inside your mind. I get that it's hard to find recipes for living right. Maybe take a seat and I'll tell you how it goes. We can never know everything, everything. So I've been letting go everything, everything. Relax and then rejoice, cause you can't change a thing. Disappointment is a choice, that's the thing, that's the thing. So listen up, keep your ears to the ground. Don't go getting mistaken now. I'm the dude with the don't care crown, and I ain't gonna be taken down. I ain't letting my spirits down, cause ain't much matter that much I've found. I'm the dude with the don't care crown, and I ain't gonna be taken down. Something to believe in. You know we give life its meaning. Oh, if I search my feelings, I don't know. And it's beyond comprehension. You know I don't sense the tension. Oh, in place of redemption, I let go. While I spent so much time with the don't care crowd, that I don't care how it's been weighing me down. And it can't be but in my heart now, I'm feeling nothing at all. I ain't letting my spirits down, cause ain't much matter that much I've found. I'm the dude with the don't care crown, and I ain't gonna be taken. Don't go getting mistaken now. I ain't gonna be taken now.
find fun in that. Somebody but hold me back.
Somebody check my pulse. It's been a minute since I tasted blood. I forgot how good this was. Oh, honey, it's a fucked up world. Can't you see the fun in that? I think we know that's what you got. Sick of drinking lemonade, drip back what other people say. Just little doses of how to behave. Self-medicate the day away. I'm sitting around watching my brain decay. There's gotta be a better way. You don't know what you don't know, but you feel like you're alone though, right? And I don't know what might make this better. I'm not the only one who could do with a break. Can't do much else than just watch as it shatters. Yeah, I think we know there's a change on the way. Oh, we're all so fucking sick of our lemons. Yeah, we got so sour, please take them away. No, it ain't too much to be wishing for better, 'cause I'd sooner dry right up than make lemonade.
Yo, angels on my shoulders got me feeling
Feel like I'm alone though, right?
like a deep
Instead of losing hope though,
in my head. I can't have my stress.
maybe we could learn to
I'm on to the next, I'm moving on. That's all in the past, that's all BTS. Fuck a freestyle, I need cash and I come to collect. Fuck with me, I'm busy being me, ain't worried about the best. All the rest and their friends, I'ma drop out, fuck your test. Play with me, I pulled up with favorite key. Right on time, like favorite flames. Couple galley wanna taste, I get home from the streets and count on what I made today. If she want my signature, then you better pay my way, go ahead.
and we're all so fucking sick of our lemons. Yeah, they got so sour, please take them away. No, it ain't too much to be wishing for better, 'cause I'd sooner try right up than make lemonade. You don't know what you don't know, you feel like you're alone though, right? Instead of losing hope though, maybe we could learn to
Yo, angels on my shoulders got me feeling blessed. They got me where I'm meant to be, like a GPS. You can see the grey up in my head. I can't hide my stress. I was down, the only way was up. Now I'm on to the next. I'm moving on. That's all in the past. That's all BTS. Fuck a freestyle. I need cash and I come to collect. Fuck with me, I'm busy being me. Ain't worried about the best. All the rest and their friends, I'ma drop out. Fuck your test. Don't play with me. I pulled up with flavor D. Right on time like flavor Flav. Couple galley wanna taste. I get home from the streets and count up what I made today. If you want my signature, then you better pay my way. Got hella bars, but you're broke. They don't care about what you say. It's shallow, but so it go. So you better find a way to get paid. 'Cause I did, so can you. That's the move. But show me a sweaty lit, and I'll disappear today. They hit me up like M's. What you doing with the tunes? You've been truant without you, the scene's ruined. I gotta tell you that I'm sorry, but I'm human. I procrastinate, but when I'm in my bag, I'm too fluid. They hit me up like M's. What you doing with the tunes? You've been truant without you, the scene's ruined.
might be too much to compete with, but there's something underneath it. I don't weaponized boredom, idle change. We don't wanna feel useless. We just wanna get by and enjoy the day. Cause honestly the truth is, no one's enjoying this anyway. It might be too much to compete with, but there's something underneath this, and I don't need to know the reasons. It ain't hard to feel the feeling. We've been choked to keep from screaming. We've been roasted to believing, being eroded by the seasons. But we're human in the evening. Take it away now, take it away now. Running your mouth out, take it away now.
used to do, making sex to nobody but you. Cause you're my mirror, mirror image, burning candles at both ends, breaking with no time to mend, losing touch with all my friends. And you're my mirror, mirror image. Time with you is never time wasted. Hold me still when the ground starts shaking. Lift me up till my body feels weightless, weightless, weightless. Time with you is never time wasted. Hold me still when the ground starts shaking. Lift me up till my body feels weightless, 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 weightless. Lights up on the dashing red, something wrong inside my head. Lying wide awake in bed, staring in my mirror, mirror image. And in commitment towers, I filled up every waking hour. And saying no is like a superpower, not in my mirror, mirror image. Time with you is never time wasted. Hold me still when the ground starts shaking. Lift me up till my body feels weightless, weightless, weightless. Time with you is never time wasted. Hold me still when the ground starts shaking. Lift me up till my body feels weightless, weightless, weightless.
There is a house built out of stone, wooden floors, walls, and window sills, tables and chairs warmed by all of the dust. This is a place where I don't feel alone. This is a place where I feel at home. Wooden floors, walls, and windows.